Let's look at some of the causes of modern diseases. And let's think about evolution and genes and our environment. So one way to think about what are the root causes, what is driving diseases, is to think about our genes and what we were evolved for, what we were made for, and the world and the lifestyle that we're actually living. So there's a significant increase, there's a rise in modern diseases, often referred to as diseases of civilization. And these are obesity, diabetes, arthritis, various brain-related conditions. And they're largely attributed to a mismatch between our genes, our genetic makeup, and the way we live, right? So genetic adaptation happens, but it takes time. It may take 30,000 years for our organism, for our genes to adapt to a new environment, right? And our lifestyle has changed way more quickly, right? It changed dramatically in the last century. And that fast pace of change versus our ancient genome is what's driving these diseases, right? We are just not evolved to live the way we live. So let's take a step back and look at history. So the last significant shift in how we eat occurred during the Industrial Revolution, right? Just a few hundred years ago, a couple hundred years ago. And that's not close to 30,000 years, right? Even if you think about agriculture, that's 10,000 years ago. It may take more time for us to catch up to agriculture, right? Which happened 10,000 years ago. And some genes maybe are already on track, but some genes might be behind. Some populations might be more ready for these changes and some populations less ready. Lifestyle change has occurred at a pace that our bodies simply cannot keep up with, from how much time we spend indoors to the amount we move and exercise, amount of time we interact with others, our daily routines and behaviors, they shifted dramatically. And let's not forget also about the influence of technology, which has changed, in just the last 10 years, right? So our genes are the same, more or less, as they were, a few hundred years ago, a few thousand years ago. But the world is so different. And that clash is a root cause of many of the issues, diseases we're seeing. They're exacerbating, we're just not able to keep up. We're not coping. But there is hope. So recognizing what's happening and recognizing this historic gap between our genes and our lifestyle, we can begin to make informed choices and promote health and well-being, whether it is through adopting a more traditional diet or prioritizing physical activity or finding ways to mitigate the negative effects of technology. We have the ability to do something to minimize the impact of this gap between our genes and our current life. And that can allow us to protect our mental health. So let's work together to close this gap between our genes and our lifestyle so that we can be well.